Chances are if you've ended up on the Churchill Education website today, you've either been searching online for an RPL, a recognition of prior learning provider, or for us, for Churchill, because someone's told you about us. And you might be wondering, how on earth do I decide who to work with? How do I know if I could use RPL, if I could use having my skills recognised? Well, there's a few questions that I always think about asking myself before I go and choose any provider in training. And I've looked at RPL as well because there's qualifications that we don't have that I've gone and explored. So these are the questions I ask myself. I want to consider, first of all, what qualifications do I already have? So I want to understand, what are my gaps? If I've got none, well, here's my opportunity to start. But if I'm looking for some specific qualifications, then I want to make sure this provider can help me with those specific qualifications. I want to understand what my timelines are. Is this a now thing? Am I looking for this and I need it immediately? Because that impacts how quickly can this organisation step in and help me? How responsive are they to the questions that I have, to taking my call, to responding to my email? Is this a later thing? Is this something that I'd like to progress over time? And what that's about is understanding, are they going to put the hard word on me? Is this all, fast and hard and then they drop me? Or am I ending up in some bad sales cycle? Or are they prepared to give me some help and extend that over a number of months? We see people coming and having a conversation with us over the course of 6 to 12 months while they start to get ready for moving. I also want to think about what's happening in my career. Why am I looking for these qualifications in particular? Is it something that I'm looking to get promoted? Because then I really want to think about what levels of qualifications. I want to be able to rise and progress through my career, and I want to progress through my qualifications. Is it that I need a response to a tender? We're seeing so much of that, where tender documents are requiring qualifications. So it's about understanding, what is it that I need this for? Because then when I talk to these people, when I talk to the registered training organisations, I want to know that they understand my needs. Do they understand career transition? Do they understand lining up documents for tenders? Do they understand what qualifications might be helpful in these situations? From there, I want to have a look at, are they open? Can I find examples of how they've worked with other people? Are there stories to be told? Or is it this quagmire of a bit of information and I still feel like I haven't got a handle on it? For us, I also look really carefully at, is this just all online, or are there people ready to talk to me? Because I've gone online to providers and tried their online RPL portals, and frankly, the computer doesn't understand. Most of the time it tells me that I don't have any experience worth recognising, and can I be honest? I know I do, and I know you do too. So is this a mechanism where it's all done online, I talk to no one, the computer says yes or the computer says no? Or is this something where I can actually share? Because if I don't always understand what my options are, I really want to talk to somebody who's got some advice for me. So those are the sorts of information that I look at when I'm starting to choose a provider. When I'm asking myself, is RPL for me? I want to look at and turn around and go, what's the experience that I have? Have I been doing this sort of role for a number of years? Have I built up a depth of experience? Do I have the time that I want to spend doing study? Is that something I want to do? Or do I want to maximise the experience that I've brought with me already and get through this as quickly as possible? So I want to know, how long will this take? Are there any hidden costs? Because for me, RPL should always be about saving you some money as well, not enrolling in big, long courses that cost big, long fees. You want to have the best value for money. So I want to understand that, because that understands my budget has an impact here. So those are the sorts of questions I ask myself when I'm looking at RPL, and when I'm looking at RPL providers. You'll find there's a range there. There is one final question that I always ask myself. Am I dealing with the actual registered training organisation? The one that's overseen by the federal government, the one that has to get their accredited number, gets audited? Or am I dealing with a broker? Someone that has no skin in the game, is happy just to sell you whatever they can on a quick turnaround, because those things matter. The federal government has passed legislation that means that they can cancel your qualification. So if you've got it and you've done the right thing, you've paid for it, you've put in the experience, but the actual provider has not done the right thing, well, that qualification can go overnight. So you want to make sure that you're dealing with someone, an organisation that has a great track record, that is accredited, is overseen by the federal government, and that you can see evidence of the people they've worked with. Have a look at their Google reviews, have a look at their case studies they might have on their website, ask around, because that's the sort of information that you want to think about when you're choosing RPL, whether it's for you and whether this provider is for you. So I hope that helps.